your focus has all been on the user, which I think is also great. But we have a room of search marketers here who are interested in obviously promoting their own content and all that. How can search marketers work with the three of you? What's the best way that they can approach and do it in an ethical but still effective manner?
Since Jason's afraid of them, he handed me the mic because he already. I would echo a lot of what Jason has said, and this is the kind of thing that is not everything that he said. I think that the current situation in search, and this predates Google actually, and it doesn't apply only to Google, but when we have algorithmic search that works pretty well but has some quirks and weird things about it, we create incentives for people to engage in very odd and strange and unpleasant behaviors, which then the search engines have to deal with again and again and again. What I would look forward to is a vision of the future, not where SEO becomes useless, but where SEO, and I'm sure everyone in this room is a completely ethical search engine optimization specialist, but where the people in this room are able to compete against the unethical, right? Because the unethical techniques no longer work. And that actually does mean one of the things you're going to help your customers do is make a better website. So some of the real basic stuff that we all know about SEO, which is make sure your pages are properly spiderable, make sure that you've got sensible keywords on the page, all that kind of good stuff, right? Which is not about playing games and tricking people. It's about making websites that are appealing to the end user in some technical ways. I mean, you can't help your client, you can't help the Des Moines newspaper write a better newspaper. That's kind of their job, right? But you can say to them, look, this is the way you do your search for classifieds is completely bonkers, right? No one can ever find anything because you're doing it all wrong. That kind of ethical SEO stuff should be what the core of the business is about, not about playing games with the Google algorithm.
Yeah, I mean, it seems the previous panels of the day were very focused on kind of what are the tools and what's the mentality that you need to have to market to users. And to echo these guys' statements, I mean, it's about quality content, quality experience, doing the right thing kind of the old-fashioned way. And search is just the behavior, right? And we all are used to trying to leverage black hat or gray hat techniques to get the message out there because there's such competition. But from our perspective, again, it's just about focusing on your brand, your content, your user base, doing the right thing, being transparent, authentic, all of the, the attributes to social media today, I think should apply to search, and certainly social search, and that's where once you're dealing with humans, you're going to be forced into it whether you like it or not. And so, again, kind of getting back to your roots is really the way to go here and doing the right thing.
We're in the middle of a paradigm shift right now between algorithmic search and something better. And some people believe an open crawl with an open algorithm with some social layers on top of it would be better. Some people think humans. Some people think semantic web. But it's going to get better. And when it does, the SEO industry is going to go away. And you will not have a job gaming the system if that is, in fact, what you do as an SEO. And that's not... doesn't mean I blame you for doing what you do if you are an optimizer right now. That's okay. But it will change. And so what you guys are 5 or 10 years from now, I think, is going to be radically different. And I think you have to switch over to site optimization experts, which a lot of you guys are. And that was the sort of the big brouhaha when I said SEO was bullshit at one of Danny's conferences a couple years ago, was, there's a big misconception about what SEOs actually do. Some SEOs play games and do black hat stuff, and some people do just build great sites, like Jimmy's saying. So at the end of the day, the reason you should support what Jimmy and I are doing with humans and social networks on search is because if you are in fact a good person making good sites, you can actually participate in what we do. If you don't like Google's search result for your keyword, you have nobody to talk to there. Up-and-comers like Jimmy and myself in the space, we are willing to have an open, transparent discussion about the rankings, and one that you can participate in. That is a better life for you guys than being at the whims of the machine search engines and going to conferences every 3 months or 6 months to try to figure out what the hell's going on. and how is this working, and how come what I did yesterday doesn't work today? I mean, the SEO is just so dumb and just like circular, and like, oh, we tried this and it didn't work, but it used to work, and now we're banging our heads against the wall. Wouldn't it be better if you just made the best site possible, and the person who made the ranking said, oh, that site is better, and let's have a discussion about it. Is it, you know, qualitatively, how is it qualitatively better than the top 7 we currently have? If you come to Mahalo and you find any chance of us having that 7 wrong, you can debate it in public on the site, and you can talk to the guide who made the page. And you can state your case. My site is better than number 5, and here's why. And we will listen to you, and if we agree and we come to consensus as a group, including the community, we will move it. That's a better life.
Which is, by the way, search engine optimization.
Well, that's social search engine optimization. Yeah.
No, but I think the problem you have when you define search engine optimization is you define it as game Google. My definition of search engine optimization is I understand how people locate information, and I try to ensure that my content is going to be visible. Period. I understand how someone's going to locate information, how that resource gets the information, and what do I do to make my site show up in
Okay,
it. Not
disregard everything I said then, because that's all wrong.
No, it's not that it's wrong, but it's important because in your systems, anybody who's still concerned about your systems is going to understand how they operate.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying game it. It's just I want to understand that, oh, if I want to be visible in Mahalo, I need to have a dialogue. If I want to be visible in Search Wikia, I need to understand that maybe I need to be part of the community. If I want to be startable in Eurekster, I may need to start up a vertical search site.
And I think with that minor sort of terminological clarification, I think that I would agree with everything Jason says, right? In terms of if we substitute where he's saying search engine optimizers, and I say the evil search engine optimizers, right? And then also say, look, there are also other things that people can do, which is exactly what you're describing, which is it's unfortunate that our economic system currently rewards certain kinds of bad behavior. That's not a good thing.
And one last thing, there's a really bad economic marketplace issue. The people who hire SEOs in large part, this is a generalization, so you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the people who hire SEOs are people who maybe don't deserve to be ranked. And so what that means is half of your clients may not be able to participate in this new paradigm because their sites suck. And it's sort of like being a PR person. Like, PR people have a really hard time because sometimes their clients suck so bad that they have to call press people like Danny or whatever when I was a journalist, and they're like, hey, can you meet with my sucky client? And we're like, we're never going to write about them, they suck. But the sucky clients are the ones who hire the PR firms and spend the most money on PR. The great firms, I never had a PR person my whole life. I mean, the great firms, I don't believe, hire them. So that's going to be one of the issues, is you may have less clients. Frankly, there's too many people who want the rankings. That's the other madness of this. There are too many people playing in this ecosystem for everybody to be in the top 20. It's not possible. So that means 99.1009s of people are going to go home crying.